What's going on, people? Welcome to the Don Robbie Game Day preview. Me and Saeed coming through. Saeed, what you say, man?
We say good, bro. Listen, you helped me. You helped me. You know, what I mean, a good day today, man. I was looking at my schedule, and be like, yo, what can I do today, man? You know, I'm hitting Netflix and chill, and the next thing you know, I got the call up. You know what I'm saying, team? But bro, I can't lie to you. I'm bored now. I'm bored. I need a
Already?
game. I need a bro. Listen, there's only so much Netflix and chill you can do, bro.
New
You
Spider-Man
get me?
film, man. Huh? Go check the
You know
Spider-Man
what,
film out.
bro? Look, you know what happened to me though, man. Did you see my Insta yesterday?
Oh, yeah. You said you had to get the
Only
VIP
I
thing.
can
You had to
do
get the
that.
proper thing.
Only I can do that. So for the people that are listening now, yeah, basically I booked Spider-Man for the wrong day, and I was with my little brothers, yeah. So we were just sitting outside the cinema room, like, yo, I'm sure this is 5 o'clock. Why are we not allowed in? And then I checked it, 20th of December, and then I had to go get VIP tickets, bro. They're like 15 quid each. I'm telling you, just because I had to keep them sweet.
You still came through, though. I rate that. You still came through.
Listen, it had to come through, but we don't disappoint. But like the Premier League, we don't disappoint.
There
You know
you
what
go. Listen, there is a lot to get into. There's games getting cancelled galore. There's talk of like a festive period shutdown. You know, everyone's got a lot of opinions on it and stuff, but obviously I know that we're all kind of unanimous on it's all about the safety of people and
Yeah, absolutely.
people. Do you know what I mean? We all want our football at Christmas. Like you said there, Saeed, it's only been Man United have 2 games postponed now, and you're already feeling it.
Man.
But we still got a lot to get into, a lot of talking points with what's going on. Let's start off with the results that have happened just on match day 17. Obviously, our game with Brentford was postponed. Man City 7-0 Leeds, Bielsa ball. You know what I mean? What?
Don't say Bielsa ball, man.
Even people now still say, nah, Flex, look what he's done with these championship players. And all right, yeah, I get it. And I ain't just doing the Leeds hate because we're Man United. Like, it's naive, bro. Like, so what? Then play the football that the championship man can play.
Nah, man, listen, this Bielsa ball, mate, I'm telling you now, yeah. I watched them about 10 years ago when they came Old Trafford, mate, and they absolutely wiped us apart. That's Bielsa ball. This is, I don't know, man. This is bucket ball, man. We should call it bucket ball because he's sat in the bucket all the time, isn't it?
NBA, bro.
You know what
I mean? NBA scorelines, man, are losing by NBA scorelines. Even when we played them, what was it? 8-2, one of them, 5-1, the other one, whatever it was.
5-1.
Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I think you know what it is with them, yeah. I think when when a club deserves to be relegated, Leeds defending deserves to be relegated. That's nothing against Leeds fans or whatnot. Leeds defending deserves to be relegated because what does Bielsa expect? Does he expect Man City to say, "Oh, they play attacking football. Let's be nice with them"? Nah, mate. Pep Guardiola, mate, is absolutely hammering it, and that's what they did, and that's what they deserve.
Yeah,
they deserve to be relegated by the football they're playing. Because they're naive, they're not like when you say hard to beat, make yourself hard to beat. They should do that. What are they? Who do they think they are?
But the thing is that they get into good positions in games. Like I watched when they played against Tottenham, they were 1-0 up at half time, had a really good half. Then Tottenham come out second half and start putting the pressure on, but they just don't change one thing. They don't go, let's sit back in, let's ride it. They just go and they just do this man for man all over the pitch. But listen, we're not going to talk too much about Leeds. We've got to share it out. There's a lot of other results there. Norwich 0, Aston Villa 2. Steven Gerrard, another win. I watched that game as well. Ollie Watkins looked good. I mean, Buendia going back to Norwich. In general, they just look good under Gerrard, man. They look good.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? Fair play to him, you know what I mean? Like, even with everything that's gone on, people said, oh, can he manage Aston Villa and this and that? Yeah, you know what? When they're getting results, like they should not have lost to Man City. If I'm being real, they peppered City second half.
Yeah, they had chances.
And I think the Liverpool Anfield, without that Salah dive,
you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? It would have been a 0-0, convincing 0-0 away from home. So Steven Gerrard, you know what I mean? When you kind of get like Saka manager, I was a bit uneasy with the sacking of the previous manager because I thought, you know what, man, you have these kind of moments, you have to ride them out, and I'm sure he'll do a good job. He's done a job at Aston Villa, but he's proved what a good appointment can do at the right stage. Obviously, we don't want to speak too soon. But Steven Gerrard, Ramsey scored, and obviously, you get me, like, I think they'll be the ones to watch. When they talk about second half season charge?
Yeah.
Aston Villa, second half season.
They got a good squad. Even when Gerrard was going in there, we're like, listen, that's why it's a good job for Gerrard. You look at the players they've got there, got a lot of young players there, got some homegrown players there as well. And they've built a good squad post Jack Grealish. It just needs knitting together. And it was a good project. So you can see it already. Big up Malcolm. We said big up Flex and Saeed. Good to see you two back together. Big up, man. How you mean?
Come on.
Malcolm. Done now. Let's go through these quickly then before we get on to the next batch of games and some of the talking points from the week. Arsenal 2, West Ham 0, Brighton 0, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 2, Southampton 2, and Burnley Watford was postponed. And then yesterday evening, we had Liverpool 3-1 against Newcastle. They ran out winners at Anfield. Leicester, Tottenham was postponed, and Chelsea slapped back down to reality. And
back to life.
We'll get to that.
Back to reality.
We'll get to that. But let's start off with Arsenal. Aubameyang left out. Difficult game against West Ham. West Ham have been struggling to score. They're kind of dropping off a little bit now, starting to, even their fans are saying it's starting to catch up with us now, but they're still having a fantastic season. But on Arsenal, Arteta's first game, post dropping Aubameyang, post taking the captaincy off him, and the young buck stepped up.
Yeah, listen, what can we do? You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? We have to ask Arsenal fans, can we credit Arsenal on this channel? You know what I mean? Because at the minute, I don't know where they sat. You know what I mean? Is it Arteta in or Arteta out? Like, 1 minute they flip-flopping Arteta in.
How weird is it? How weird is it that is Arteta the only manager that like it literally goes like in pockets of games? So like every 3 or 4 games, we'll look at it again or wait for a bad performance.
We'll analyze where we're going this season. If he gets us top 4, we're Arteta in. If he goes below it, we're Arteta out. You know what I mean? They're such a flip-flop fan base. It's unbelievable. Like, seriously. But you know what? As much as I say he's got top 4 now, and if it had beaten United, it's crazy to say. But the thing is, right, we're looking at Arsenal. I don't damn people who say Arteta should be the manager, but I also respect people who say Arteta, with what he's doing right now, is top 4, okay for now. But you know what, man? He's there. His home form this season, impeccable. That's what you say. Get your home form right. And he's getting that right. He's dropped Aubameyang.
What did you make of that? What did you make of the Aubameyang thing, quick?
Listen, you know what it is, yeah? I think for me, him going into his mother, to see his mother, we don't know the rest of the story. Arteta, for me, has to reveal the whole story. I think for me, it's a bit like, you're putting Arteta into disrepute here because at the end of the day, no one knows the full story. So that's why I don't really judge Aubameyang at the minute. I need to hear the full story. But if they've dropped Aubameyang, their biggest striker on that wage, it must be serious. If they've done it as a collective thing. And
that was my thing. That was my thing. I was like, Arteta doesn't... You have to be careful exactly how much you go in on the situation, because if he's gone to get his mum who's ill and he's late back, etc., etc., I do understand that. But on the flip side, I was like, Arteta seems like quite a fair down the line guy, though. Like, if it really wasn't man's fault and it was like, in his hands or whatever, which we don't know, but if it wasn't, why would he want to do that? Like, and probably behind the scenes, what it's like at football clubs, there could be other stuff that he's kept into himself. Do you know what I mean? But then it's like,
I know, you know what he said as well. He said it's disappointed him. When you go to school and that, me and you were both teachers. You go to school, when you tell a child, I'm disappointed in you. That's when you kind of like you want the best.
Like, it was one too many. Like, come on, man. You knew when you had to be back. You got like these players. They got private planes, private jets, helicopter, anything, chauffeurs. But look, it didn't add up. That's what we do now. But I agree. I respect what you're saying in terms of when someone's family member's involved. And you don't know the full story. But if we were to take that away and just say Aubameyang as a captain, is he a leader? Is he someone you turn to and take example from? I dare say that the dressing room loves him as a person. I like him as a character. I like the cars, the swag. I like
of course you like that. You don't change your personality. Don't change your personality. But the problem is, though, modern day football, I think fans need to separate this Keown and Vieira to now of the modern era. We're not saying captains. You got certain situations that will happen in their private life, and all of a sudden their captain, we're gonna kind of almost like put them into disrepute. And I think for me it's a bit harsh, but I don't want to fully judge Aubameyang, and I don't think Arsenal fans should really fully judge Aubameyang until we hear the proper story, man. I've seen so many things happen, and I've gone, this is so and such a person, and you know what? I've heard the story. I'm like, sit back and understand it and fully grasp what's happened, and then we can say, right, when we hear the kind of the fallout and the aftermath, then we can say, right, Aubameyang, he should have been stripped of your captaincy.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Well, on Arsenal though, on their performance, Smith Rowe coming off the bench,
Yeah,
left-footed strike, sealed the game. And
yeah.
Martinelli,
Gabriel.
fantastic goal from him as well.
Yeah,
Lacazette coming back in, he provided the assist, played well.
yeah,
And Arsenal just in general were quite dominant in that game.
yeah.
How do you see the Arsenal youngsters, and how do you see Arsenal kind of going now from here? They've got a little bit of confidence again.
Listen, in terms of where they are, so now they're in the top four race. They can deny it
Mm.
all they want, mate, and I think they'll do that because I heard Robbie
Just to
saying,
play it down, just
"Yeah, just to play." Because I don't
yeah.
know if you heard the other week, but Robbie saying, you know, when we beat United, it was like, "Oh, United are the favourites now for top four." I said, "Hold on a minute, you're just taking, are you taking the kind of limelight for Arsenal Football Club should always be competing for top four this season as well." We looked at the fact that we obviously Ollie left and we were kind of a bit of a mess. You know, Arsenal are in a top four race. Like, don't let them tell you they're not. They're in
But
a
aren't
top
they
four
doing that
race.
though because they don't want to get ahead of themselves? Because back-to-back 8 finishes. Then you
Yeah,
say,
not
right,
true. You know
we've
what?
got, we're
And to
not
be
in no
fair,
Champions League. Really, we should be going
yeah.
from 8th to 6th, maybe 5th. Let's just get in
To be
Europe first.
fair,
Do you know what I
you know
mean?
what, Flex? That's why we need you because you just reminded me that there's a sponsor at the end of the season that will give them a boost. I don't know if you heard of it. 888 Sport are going to sponsor them at the end of the season, so
Are they?
maybe they're looking for that lucrative. Yeah, apparently the
I work with
lucrative deal
Triple
at the
A
end of the
Sport. We
season.
got Triple A Sport.
Yeah, man. Apparently, if they get 8th position this year, they're going to get a
Wow.
lucrative sponsor by 888
Wow.
Sport. So you know what? I understand what you mean. Yeah. You know
Big
what?
up
To be
Triple
fair,
A.
that's a good. Yeah,
Taking
big
them
up
on 3
888,
times
but
in a row, 8th.
exactly.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Everton, Chelsea, a depleted Everton side, man. They had a lot of players out, all the young
Yeah,
backs coming in.
yeah,
They were missing Richarlison, Damari Gray, Rondon,
yeah,
Luca Dean, Calvert-Lewin,
yeah,
Townsend.
yeah.
First of all, let's do Everton because actually, you know what? We'll talk about Chelsea, but Everton, Rafa's under some big pressure, big pressure,
Big
and
pressure.
I tipped them to lose that game 3-0 after how they got
Yeah,
dealt with by Palace. Then
yeah.
before that, obviously they got the win against Arsenal, but you're still thinking they're not quite there yet. And he put the kids in, and they done their thing. They've done
their thing.
Man.
Shout out to Gabe. Is it Gabe? Braithwaite. Shout out to Braithwaite.
Do you think they're turning a corner, Everton? Or
Nah, you know what, man? You know what
Huh?
it is? Nah, man. You know what it is, man. I don't know with Everton, man. They're just kind of a team which when you hold someone to regard and say you should be achieving this in life. I expect Everton to be, what they used to do back in the day of cause the big 6 problems.
Yeah.
They're that kind of team where they're in around 7th, 8th, but they cause problems. So when you come to their ground or when they come to your ground, you expect them to kind of have like a Mara Fellaini who, get a last minute win, or you expect them to be hard.
Like what West Ham are doing now. Like
there you go,
there
you go. Yeah. So they've always been that kind of traditional team that will cause you problems on that day. But I think for me, Benitez thought, forget sod the first teamers. I'm giving these hungry young talent a chance, and whoever's on the bench a chance because he's thinking, who can I really trust? I think he's a bit paranoid, but Benitez. And yesterday, it's a massive point, mate, because if you look at how they were against Crystal Palace in the first half and at certain moments, that for me is a massive point. And you know what? They'll be one of them teams again who second half of the season, when Calvert-Lewin comes back and they get a few additions in January, that might have a second half season kind of boost. But for now, they're a bit almost like a yo-yo team. 1 minute you're getting a bad performance here, and 1 minute they're beating Arsenal. Well, Arsenal's quite an easy game, but you know what I mean? Like, you get the gist. You get the gist of it, don't you? You know what I mean? So they're a bit of a
up and down.
team,
they're up and down. I think it's hard to say they've turned the corner. We need to see some consistency from Everton.
Facts,
their form has been, before Arsenal, they hadn't won since bloody, what was it, September, I think it was.
Yeah. 100%.
So, and then they go to Palace and then back down to earth again with a poor performance, and Palace were really good that night. Conor Gallagher was excellent in that game, and Palace were just excellent. And then they pull it out the bag against Chelsea when everyone thought they'll get absolutely stuffed. And on Chelsea, I see, it's fun. Chelsea fans are a funny lot. They're a funny lot because, rightly so, I suppose, giving it all the beans and stuff like that. And, even some of us were saying, got to look out for Chelsea, strong team. But as the season kind of goes on, you're looking at it thinking, they're solid, they're defensively solid and stuff, but attack-wise, the balance isn't there. And their own fans will tell you that. And I messaged a few Chelsea fans to rattle a few. They know who they are if they're watching. I said, welcome to the top 4 race with the rest of us, mate. Yeah? You leave the title race to City and Liverpool. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy that my team's
I'm not happy as well.
Saying, just know at least I know my place. Just know your place for this season.
Exactly. You know what it is, man. Chelsea fans, they're like millions, mate. When they're winning, they're all kind of, harping around. And when they're losing, they're the biggest sore losers I've ever seen. That's
Proper.
Chelsea fans.
Big
Honestly,
up
mate.
Lewis.
For a club that was formed in 2004, they should be happy where they are, mate. I'll be real with you. Now, I'll be serious. I'll be flexing. I'll be serious. For a club here that's had everything, the money, for the quick turnover, the quick success, they should be happy where they are at the minute. They've got a few Champions Leagues under a belt, 3 Premier Leagues under a belt. Not much history, but they're there they are. And now the excuses that are coming out, we don't have strikers. You've got one on the bench, haven't you? In Lukaku. You've got Alonso. Alonso was the best left back in the world in September. What's going on now? Apparently he's washed, he's finished. Chilwell, we want Chilwell. It's for me, that's what I don't understand about Chelsea fans. They complain about creativity. They got Saul, they got certain other players, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. They talk about creativity, Mason Mount. Okay, he scored this today, fair play. But they're complaining a lot, man. Excuses, FC. That's what I feel like with Chelsea fans is. It's a lot of excuses. And when you look at a manager in Tuchel, he didn't finish well in that Premier League to the end of the season. Okay, it wasn't his fault that he started where he was. But for me, I see them and I think, yeah, man. But I'll tell you what, Flex, I'm making a prediction here on Don Robbie. Man United will finish above Chelsea.
Do you know what? Right now. It's weird you say that, yeah. It's weird you say that. You look. If Tottenham win all their games in hand, I think they'll be above them. And we've got a couple of games in hand now as well. I just thought, how far from third? Let's see what's going on. And I did look at it. It's weird that you say
there
that.
You go, then.
That's Saeed's prediction, but Chelsea very much down to earth, and I think that shows that they're probably not cut out for this title challenge. Because if you think about it, and this to be fair is me just being honest now. No, all jokes aside, to win this title, it's 90 plus settings. It's going to be 90 plus settings. City and Liverpool, they're capable of doing the madness, and especially City. What are they? 7 in a row now wins. They can do different levels. They can easily do 20 wins in a row. Easy.
They did it last year.
They did it last year. That's what I'm saying. So
there you go.
Really, the only ones who are realistically able to kind of keep up with any form of that type of pace is Liverpool, and no one else can. Chelsea have proved that. They got a draw against us when we were on our ass with Carrick. They got a draw against these lot last night, Everton, and a couple of other dodgy performances, but just about got over the line. And I think that it's catching up with them. And they've been missing like Kante as well and Kovacic in that midfield. That does affect them. That they are big parts of why they play. But big up Chelsea, man. Welcome to the top 4 race, isn't it? Welcome
Chelsea.
To the party.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome back to reality.
Exactly. I just want to finish off on this last talking point with Man City / Sergio Aguero before we go on to the 5 games that, as it stands, are still going ahead. Saeed, Man City obviously 7-0 demolishing City. Pep Guardiola doesn't know if they're going to travel to Newcastle this weekend to face them. He's waiting for the results ahead of a PCR test. Tests for players. Pep traveled to Barcelona this week to attend Sergio Aguero's retirement news conference. As well. Well, actually, Sergio Aguero, man, let's put some respect.
Put respect. We can't slander him. We'll slander Chelsea.
100%. That was a difficult watch. I watched it. His thing translated into English, obviously, because I can't do the Spanish thing. But what a player, man! What a player, and sad to see him retire so early like that.
Absolutely, it's sad. It's sad because at the end of the day, for me, rivalry aside, and just in general as a footballing person, for me, it's very, very sad to have his career ended at 32, 33. For me, he's a legend of the Premier League. For me, if I'm being honest with you, he's probably the best Premier League striker I've ever seen. If I'm being honest with you, in terms of out and out striker, it's caused me nightmares. It's caused me the worst pain of my life. When I flicked over that Sky remote and I seen I thought we won the league, and then I flicked over and I see Sergio Aguero. And it's like, for me, what a striker, what he's done for City is unbelievable. To get them from where they were and where they were in terms of striker. They had Joe, they had Benjani. These are not names that you would assume. Okay, they had Tevez, but this guy just propelled them to a new level.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I just think what a career he's had. For me, he'll go down as one City legend. I think the amount of goals he scored, more goals than Thierry Henry, the amount of hat-tricks, 64 Premier League goals against the top 4 teams alone. It's I just think it's a remarkable career, and it's a sad ending on what was been a glittering career. You know what I mean? The only one I want to say is that that Champions League newspaper that he didn't really help him well when he said, "I'll retire Man City, win the league." But it's okay, Aguero.
He
We'll
couldn't
let you
get
off. We'll let
everything.
you off.
Well, just a few
We couldn't
stats
get
on
everything.
Aguero. He's the fourth highest scorer in the Premier League history with 184 goals in 275 games. He's got the best goal per game ratio, because you could talk about injuries and stuff, but in terms of goals per game ratio, he's found on that every 108 minutes in the Premier League. That's incredible. That's just over a goal a game, bro. That's just under. Do you know what I mean? Comfortably make him the best converter in the league's history. 18 career hat-trick. He also established himself as one of the most reliable strikers by managing 20 or more goals in all competitions in 12 of his 13 leagues campaigns. From 07 all the way up to 20. Told him he played 13 seasons and got 20 goals or more in 12.
20 goals. That's what I'm saying. When you look at it, when you look at Wayne Rooney,
levels, man.
He kind of like played number 10 role. Whereas
Aguero he moved about a lot. Front. He wasn't as prolific as that.
No, he wasn't prolific as that. It got to the point where,
even though Rooney's the second all-time goal scorer because of the longevity.
Longevity.
He's an out-and-out striker and being prolific.
There you go. And also, Aguero had injuries. Aguero had a lot of injuries, So what would he have achieved without them injuries? So listen to you. I live in a predominantly Man City fan household, and they love Aguero. You know what I mean? The whole area around me loves Aguero. So I've got to get hats off to what he's done for them. Respectfully, you know what I mean? Big up to Aguero, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on now to the preview section for the games that are, as it stands, still on. And I don't know how many of these will actually will stay on. I don't know. It's been kind of quiet today though about the final 5 that have been passed. So maybe we will see them.
You know what? I'm just happy that any game happens. I'm not going to be like bad-minded and salty that we're not playing. I just want to see football for everyone's mental health. To see football still available, that gives us a bit of hope to say, you know what, we're not going into kind of what we had before. Where
it looks like a case by case.
Do you believe it? You know what? Maybe I should just look at myself and think, shut up, Saeed. We went through 3 months of no football. 3 whole months.
That's what I mean. We did it. It's been done. That's what I mean. It's
been done.
It's done it. Like my thing is just everyone just remain calm. It ain't great.
Yeah.
There's some people out here blaming players. Some people out here blaming managers and saying that this manager just wants to be off because of this, and like he rang you and told you that, like you're in the training ground, like
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shut up. Like at the end of the day, there's people out here. We don't know how it's affecting the players, their families, their friends, their close ones, whatever. Like even with Man United, there was a lot of Man United fans crying that we weren't going to play. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
We had to play Brentford and Brighton that we wanted the game called off to. Like, no, like there's
yeah.
Like it's
perspective.
It's in the whole of the society. Like the offices and workplaces or whatever are getting shut down, bro. People got COVID.
Yeah.
Like,
perspective, innit? Perspective.
Relax. Yeah, perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective. So that's how it is. But Spurs, Liverpool, Tottenham have won just one of their last 17 Premier League games against Liverpool, drawn 4 and lost 12, losing each of their last 6 in a row. And Liverpool have scored in each of their last 26 away games in all competitions, their longest such run in their history. Liverpool's Mo Salah has either scored or assisted in his last 15 Premier League games. Another goal involvement here will set a new record in the competition. Spurs obviously haven't played for a hot minute as well.
This is where it comes into place.
If this game goes ahead tomorrow at the at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium,
So on Sunday, I think, yeah. I think this has got Liverpool written all over it. You know why? And that's for me not being harsh on Tottenham, but lack of game time, lack of match rhythm, flex, man. It's going to hurt them. Yeah. And, it's not their fault. But to go into a game against Liverpool at the high intensity that Liverpool are going to bring is very, very harsh on Tottenham. It really, really is. If you'd have told me Conte was on that little bit of a run that he had when he beat Brentford and certain teams, and he was, beat Leeds, and he thought, yeah, fair play. He's on a bit of a roll. I would have said, you know what a fascinating kind of result, because will Liverpool drop points? But Liverpool are just they're coasting right now. You know what I mean? Yesterday, yes, it weren't pretty, but I remember us when we used to beat teams, 2-1, 2-0 and that, and it was like we weren't ever kind of in trouble, but at the same time we knew we were going to win, and that's what Liverpool are doing. They're just winning. They're a machine. They're a machine. So I just think
you got the MP in the comments as Liverpool are a machine right now. That's it.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. So Liverpool are just churning out results, and I think for me, they're confident. Salah's on form. Mane's and I think Tottenham, no disrespect, but can they live up to that? That kind of machine of Liverpool with the game that they've had. Liverpool have not had games off, have they? whereas Tottenham have had about 4 or 5.
Yeah,
You know, which
yeah.
is it's crazy. Even the one in the snow at Burnley, you know, that one got turned off. So it's been. I feel sorry for Tottenham fans, you know what I mean, because they want to see their team under Conte. So it
Yeah.
won't be easy, man. It won't be easy. It ain't easy.
Winnerpool, definitely a Liverpool fan, says, talk about my boy Trent. What a goal he scored last night as well. What a strike.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's no net there, that ball probably still going, bro. Like, it's
yeah,
a top,
exactly.
top strike.
That's why we have nets, you know, for the
Yeah, do
guys
you know what I
behind
mean?
the
You got to
seat.
stop them. You got to protect the fans from them,
Yeah,
them kind of shots. You know what I mean? But a big goal for him. And just in general, like, he's just kept his performance level so high. Like, I'm not afraid. Look, you got to be unbiased when we do this show. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, we have a little bit of a laugh, but when we talk football, we talk football. And you know, there were calls, you know, when he got injured before the World Cup, so the Euros. I don't need him anyway. He's not that great. Like, bro, he's arguably, if not the best right back in the world. He is.
Easy.
He is.
You know what? Him and Trent, I'll play him and Trent are on par, but I think with Trent, sorry, with him and the other guy, Chelsea guy, he's on par. But
Reece
I
James,
think Trent just has in a locker to do magical stuff. And I think for me, Trent is again, you know, we're blessed with right backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe our right back can do a bit of madness, but you know, we'll leave that conversation for next time.
Hey, I told KG come collect his boy, bro.
Yo, come collect this boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Dallo season right now. You know what
one tackle, bro. It's peak out here for certain right backs.
Yeah, man. But if you want my prediction, I'm gonna go
what's your
for
prediction?
Liverpool to win this 3-1.
Okay. Cool. All right, we'll quicken up the pace for the rest of them. Leeds v Arsenal. Let me just run through some stats real quickly. Leeds United winless in their last 10 meetings with Arsenal in all competitions, drawing 2 and losing 8 since a 3-2 victory at Highbury in 2003. I think I remember that game. I think Viduka scored. Harry
Viduka.
Yeah. Leeds have lost their last 2 Premier League games, conceding as many goals in these defeats, 10, as they had in their previous 10 league games combined. And since Mikel Arteta's first game in charge on Boxing Day in 2019, Arsenal have scored 28 Premier League goals via players aged 21 or younger, more than any other team. And Arsenal pair, Smith Rowe and Saka, as the song goes, Arsenal fans will tell you, have assisted one another 6 times in the Premier League among duos when both aged 21 or younger. Only Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney, who scored 8 between them, have assisted one another more in the competition's history. That's quite a nice. You got to respect that, you know.
Yeah,
you got to respect that, bro.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
At the same age, the only other duos to do that and score more than them is Ronaldo and Rooney, and we know how good them two are.
Rooney. I know.
Wow.
It just shows you, how bad it is. But
yeah. Talk to me about that game. Leeds.
I think
open as hell. Arsenal confidence.
You know what, man? I don't think Leeds are going to get anything out of this, man. I just think they're wide open. Injuries. That's one thing I went in on too hard on Leeds, but they've had a lot of injuries. Bamford is out. The key guy in the midfield, Phillips, I rate him highly. He's out. Yeah. You know, apparently, they've got a couple of central defenders out. So they're not playing. And that left back for me is a joke, Firpo. So they need. I don't know why they sold that. The other guy, what they had, was the guy that left last time? They had a left back that was decent.
Oh, was he Spanish or something?
Yeah, Spanish or something like that. But he left the club. I thought he was well, to be fair. But I think Arsenal, as much as it hates me, are going to get another result, man. I think they're going to win this 2-1.
I think they'll win it comfortably. I don't think Leeds will score. Actually, Arsenal are always capable of conceding goals, though. You know,
Alioski, that's it.
Alioski, yeah. No, actually, yeah, I don't think Leeds will score. I know Arsenal can concede the odd time here or there when it gets stuck on them, but Leeds are just down, man. Honestly, and they're going to play. You know what? What's Bielsa going to do? Be like, yeah, this is really tough. We're in a really bad moment. We're in relegation form. Let me play 4-5-1 instead and try and
it's not their way. It's not their way, Flex.
Man went away to Man City and man marked them. Like, so
even we wouldn't do that.
He's not going to respect Arsenal, is he? No disrespect, and that will be at their detriment. And Arsenal, I think, will have a comfortable evening. I think they'll have a comfortable game. I'll say 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Arsenal. Next game, Wolves against Chelsea. Tricky game this for Chelsea.
Tricky game, man.
Draw at home to Everton. Confidence a little bit down. I think Tuchel's spoken about, like, we're in a bit of a blip and all this stuff. Some stats here. Chelsea have conceded at least once in each of their last 5 Premier League games. It's their longest run without a clean sheet under Thomas Tuchel. How big of a concern is that? Because we were saying they were a clean sheet galore. When they were winning games, they were nicking it 1-0, 2-0.
There you go. You know what I mean? They were talking about, like, their defense being the best thing. And that's the problem with them.
At the time.
Yeah, and it was. And that's the worry for Chelsea. That's why, for me, at the minute, Chelsea fans, I think they're in a bit of a mess at the minute. Not a mess, but a little bit of a mud. And they need to get out of the mud. So, but they played against a Wolves side who are very, very stubborn, and they don't really score a lot of goals. And Chelsea are not scoring goals, and Lukaku's still busy in JD Sports. I don't know what he's doing over there. But
was he just on the bench yesterday then?
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's maybe the bench is, maybe it might be comfy to wear the Timberlands on the bench. You know what I mean? It's cold out there. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I still like Lukaku, man. Nah, leave him alone, man.
Listen,
I
man.
like him, man. I like him. Nah,
I like him. I like them Tims better.
I just think the way they play. I just think for the way they want to play, he might not be the guy because in a certain system, Conte got the best out of him, and he was.
He got COVID apparently. But
is it? Yeah. There you go. So
okay, fair enough. But I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Still, when he's been playing, you know what I mean? The goals are dried up. But same thing at United. He had a hot start. Remember, he had that little Barrow spell.
He did.
He goes through that. You know what I mean?
He does. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll see. But I think, you know what, Flex? I think it's got nil written all over it. Really, nil written all over it. A team in Wolves who don't really score much goals and are very, very defensively good. And I mean very defensively good. And a team that is struggling to score goals, I think it's got nil written all over it. Or at the worst, a 1-1, but I'm going for 0-0.
Mason Mount has scored in each of his last 4 Premier League games for Chelsea. The last player to score in 5 in a row in the competition for the Blues was Frank Lampard between April and August 2010. And Wolves has won just 3 of their 14 Premier League meetings with Chelsea, drawing 2 and losing 9, though all 3 of those wins have come in home games. So they've got a good home record against Chelsea. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
That's what it is. It's either one. He's either one.
Yeah, I'll go for a 1-1. If this game goes ahead, I really fear for Newcastle, but Newcastle versus Manchester City. Newcastle have won just one of their last 27 Premier League games against Manchester City, drawing 4 and losing 22. Jesus. Winning 2-1 at St. James's Park in January 19. Newcastle picked up their first Premier League win of the season in their last home game, beating Burnley 1-0. Was that Callum Wilson penalty, wasn't it? Or Callum Wilson?
Yeah, Callum Wilson penalty, yeah.
They've not won back-to-back Premier League games home since December 19. Jesus. Man City have won 33 Premier League games in 2021. One more victory will see them set a new top-flight record for the most win in a single calendar year. Saeed, if this game goes ahead, I suppose my question to you is, do you give Newcastle any hope?
No hope. No hope, mate. Even though... Yeah, no hope, man. You know what I mean? It's a lost cause, mate. It's one of them games where I think you've almost just got to make sure you keep the scoreline down. You know, let's be real. The confidence of, certain games leading up to Christmas, keep the scoreline as low as you can. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Man City win. They're just winning games, Flex. They're not even drawing games. They're winning games at ease. Sterling, they rested Sterling on the weekend. And Sterling's in a little bit of a form now. And the rest is Sterling. So Sterling's going to come back and want to get 101 goals and 102 goals. You know what I mean? Because he wants to get, to the next level. So Grealish is on form right now. Big up to Grealish. We don't really mention him. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying he's a flop and that. He's in a bit of a form right now. Rodri, for me, I think the best midfielder in the league right now. I think they're just doing well, but I think it'll be a 3-0 comfortable win for City.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd probably even say 4-0. Honestly, I think it'll be hard. Yeah. Genie Houdini says VVD has come back from Van Dijk has come back from a major injury and is still clear of the centre backs. Have you seen anything like it? LOL. And there's another super chat. I think that's gone now. As Honor from Brooks. It says De Bruyne and Trent, top passers of the ball in the Premier League. And I think we are good with the comments for now as we finish off. And Dara says Tuchel Van Gaal is back again. Wow.
Well, I didn't say that, but yeah.
And to finish off, just give me a prediction for this one, Size. We've got to finish off. Aston Villa versus Burnley. What are you saying?
Aston Villa all day long, mate. I think Burnley, again, a lot of postponed games. Aston Villa on hot form right now. I think, but I think Aston Villa just keep their form going, mate. Fair play. Yeah. Steven Gerrard's on a roll. Yeah, but I think they'll get the job done. I think I'll go for 2-0. 2-0 Aston Villa.
Yeah, I'll match you on that. 2-0 Aston Villa. I think they'll beat Burnley quite comfortably. Their tails are up, as they say. Guys, we've come to the end of the show. I just want to say, everybody, keep well, keep safe. It's a difficult time right now. And let's wait and see what the Premier League do on Monday. Apparently, there's talks of them looking at like a circuit breaker kind of situation for a couple of weeks.
The wise thing to do.
I think that'll be the wise thing. But you know, obviously, a lot of people got a lot of people to say. Make sure you guys head over to the Don Robbie Extra app. Make sure you a DR Extra app on donrobbie.com for exclusive content over there as well, guys. Me and Saeed are out of here. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video and subscribe to the Don Robbie channel if you lot are new. Peace.